Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm born and raised in Waukesha. Lived here for 36 years of my life, and been totally blind for 36 years. I can see light and dark, so that's a blessing. Still live with my parents. However, I did live on my own in the college dormitories, actually here at Carroll and at Greenville College in Southern Illinois for a couple of years. I'm a radio show host and producer. I host approximately three to four radio shows per week on campus. So just 1 or 2 hour long radio shows on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays mainly. So it's pretty cool. So I've been interested in radio since I was a child. A lot of people who are blind, I've noticed, have an interest in radio. There have been a lot of successful blind radio DJs. One that comes to mind is Don Vogel. I don't know if there's any correlation there between blindness and the radio, but that's what I love listening to the radio. I love hosting radio shows. I love talking about radio. Yeah, it's
And you brought a couple of friends with you today, Stacy and Ben.
yes.
Could you introduce them to us?
Yes, Stacy is a friend of mine who I met here, and she'll kind of tell you the story of how we met. But and Ben Pett is a friend who I met through attending various church groups, which I often do, and so. But yeah, they both have an interest in radio, and so that's the common bond that we have too, is the radio thing. So
I was visiting a friend, and that friend brought me to one of their friends' places for movie night. And we were watching Despicable Me, and there were like 10, 15 people in this apartment. And then, like right in the middle of the movie, the power goes out, and Greg was sitting over on the couch, and everyone's like, "Ah," and Greg's like, "What happened?" That was actually my first, like, ever interaction with someone who's blind, and it was kind of weird, because I didn't really. It's just not something I would normally deal with at that point. Now I'm used to it.
Stacy has a special way that she greets me. She always, and this is cool that she does this. She always taps my left shoulder like 2 or 3 times, like, and that's how I know. Oh, it's the Stacy tap, and it's just pretty cool. So
She doesn't say hi, she just taps you?
she just taps me, yep, and then she it's just a tap, and it's like, okay, that's Stacy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a sneak Stacy attack.
Well, the first time I really had a chance to like really interact with Greg, I think we were all going to a Brewers game. Yeah, so and of course when we go to the game, he has his radio with him because he likes to listen to Bob Uecker and the color commentary. It's pretty cool, but that's one of the first times I remember actually having a chance to like get to know him and interact with him. And since then, we just hit it off and got to be really good friends. Just had a lot of adventures together, road trips, brew games. Wow. For me, it's kind of like a two-sided coin of, getting to understand a little bit more about, how he perceives the world and in all senses, and sometimes being short of the eyesight can be both something, that I forget and something that I remember, and it's I guess there's just trying to find a simple way to explain it, but at the same time still getting to know him as a person, as a friend, knowing what his abilities are, his aspirations are, and realizing that he's still quite capable of doing, many things, and, he has, so it's been kind of a give and take in that way. I think that, just knowing him for as long as I have, I think, there's been a lot that we've been able to learn from each other and be able to encourage each other, and, not giving up, and, just doing what you can with what you got to achieve the things that you really believe in.
I always say my blindness is more of a blessing than a hindrance. It's really a blessing because I don't have to see a lot of the bad things that go on in the world. And the first face that I will ever see is the face of Jesus. And I'm just so excited about that. I have a very strong faith too. My faith keeps me going. You see me at church and you'll see me dancing and just praising, and I don't care what people think of me. I'm just praising my God, when I'm at church, and I'll dance at other places too. I chair dance to songs on the radio. Ben and Stacy can both be witness to that. I chair dance to music, and it's fun, and right now I'm even I chair dance to the music in my head sometimes. I keep active, I keep positive, and that's the most important thing.
There's always something that keeps the conversation going too. Just the momentum of it. He just, I guess, trying to find a way to aptly describe it. He's, just very observant of the things that go on around him, and the things that, catch his attention, the things that fascinate him. And, it's just fun to, be along for the ride and, kind of, see things, from his point of view, and being able to share that.
My mind is very observant. I daydream a lot too. I daydream I think I've told you, Ben, I daydream of Ben. Ben's got this awesome voice, right? And he could be Mr. Radio Star, and I daydream about that. And someday Ben's gonna be a radio star, and I just really see it in my mind, and I do daydream a lot. I don't know. I think about the potential of people a lot. I'm sorry, I can't get past the sight of the sun right now. Seeing the light of the sun, out these windows is just glorious. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just me. I'm just who I am. I live. And that's all I can be. Who I am is all I can be. And, like I said, it's more of a blessing than a hindrance. There are times, honestly, when, I'd like to drive a car, or I'd like to, do other things. But, I don't let it get me down. I don't know if it's just my personality. I don't get depressed. I really don't. I'm always, trying to think positive and, just, trying to laugh with people, trying to hang out with people. Of course, I need my alone time too, but, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. Yes, even thick as it may be, but I'm working on this part too, working on my stomach and trying to be healthy so that I can live the life I've, as long as I'm meant to live.
There's so much I could probably say, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to kind of lay it out now, that I'm talking whatever. Yeah, definitely. I just,